Welcome to the Work-Life Balance Podcast. I am Kara.
And I am Maggie.
Together, we're a power real estate team with the Bajetti Partners in Nashville.
We believe that the hustle culture of today's driven entrepreneur who lives and works in Middle Tennessee
requires balance. Balance with Kara and Maggie.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. And today we've got William Wade with us. So thank you. This gentleman is an entrepreneur with many hats, father, grandfather, and all these different businesses that we're looking forward to hearing about today.
Yes,
so
we are.
Thank you. Thank you for
having
coming.
A true serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. For sure. So tell us a little bit just about your background, just so our viewers can just know a little bit about who we're talking
All right,
to.
so I'm William Wade. I am a entrepreneur. I started a cleaning company 6 years ago, and I wanted to leave something for my son because he didn't want to go to college. So I said, hey, son, you don't have to go to college, but you have to do something. So I figured if I start a cleaning company that I can put him in place, and then he can start to take care of himself and his family. So that happens. I have 3 boys, and my fatherhood thing is real big. So I started 3 companies for my 3 boys, and each one of them have parts in each company that I'm building them into.
That's so cool.
That is
I
awesome.
mean, and what an amazing dad for your kids to have be able to offer that opportunity.
That's where you get your fire and your drive and all the things.
That's your why, huh?
Yeah, that's my why.
That's your why.
Yeah. Now I got a grandbaby on the way, so
Now you got to get another company.
I got a why.
I know, you have to start something new for the grandbaby.
So that's where the real estate come in. So real estate, my first purchase, I bought a duplex 2021. That I didn't know, what I did know because I studied, but when you purchase a first one, it puts you in position to buy another one.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to purchase another duplex. So I guess each child person will have a house too. So
yeah,
I love
a little
that.
bit of all of that. Yeah.
Amazing. Just something to pass down to them. And yeah, duplexes definitely set you up to be able to buy more and scale up. So that's interesting.
So would you like being a landlord?
I do not landlord. I have I had a property manager. I built mine into the deal. So me being an entrepreneur, I have to wear many hats into the company. So I didn't have time to manage a property too. A lot of people say they manage their own property, and I know they have things like a veil and stuff like that to manage it for you, but I don't even want to manage a veil.
Yeah.
So I just want my property manager to handle it and put 10% into the deal.
Yep.
Then the tenant pays for the managing of the property.
Yeah,
for sure.
No headache, no calls at midnight.
Yeah, you don't want to be dealing with all your businesses and then, having your tenants call you every day about, the plumbing and toilets overflowing and whatnot.
I don't really think that actually happens. People say that, calling every day, but what did happen is that people didn't want to pay sometimes. They weren't paying, and I don't have to deal with that. And another thing that I like her for handling, when your turnover. Like, I'm running a business, I got to go do this at this building, I'm doing this, and I have to screen tenants and go meet them at the property, and I don't want to do all
and get
that.
leases signed, all the things.
Just go ahead and leave a lockbox out there and go ahead and handle it.
That's perfect. I mean, now you can grow and you don't need to be held back, so that's awesome. So let's go back to the cleaning company. So that is a construction cleaning company?
So what we do in the cleaning company, we do...
It's called Ascent, right?
Ascent Cleaning Company. And I'll tell you about the name. Ascent comes from ascension. So anytime I do something, I put a thought process in it. So I want to put the spirit of what I want into it. So ascension comes from something I believe in. You start here and you go up. And so that's also what my company is for. It's for people to start here, not to stay here, because I believe in entrepreneurship. So anybody that works with me, really, I teach them how to become their own business owner, because I want you to start with me, but I don't want you to end with me. Just like the ascension. You start here and you go up and you do what you do, right? So color is royal purple and gold. Royal purple and gold for Christianity reason. So and it's been successful. So I like it. Like, I like the meaning behind it. And we started, and it was me and not everybody that I was around me. Like anybody that was around me, I would try to bring them into it and try to get them to go. And some people didn't work out. A lot of times I tell people, when you're doing something, the people that you think should support you, they shouldn't support you, because if they did, you wouldn't push hard to get past that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So everybody always talks about how these people, they didn't support me. I wanted my mom to do this. I wanted my cousin to do this. But if they done it, would you have been so adamant about making sure it gets done?
For sure.
So, but what I seen is that what I pushed past the naysayers and the people that were supposed to do that, puts up the the resistance,
Right.
they start to get behind me. And so now the velocity that I have going forth is what I rather want than me complaining about who wasn't supposed to support me in the first place.
See, you don't hear many people take that view on it. You just hear, "Oh, my family didn't support them. Screw or
Yeah, they get all
screw
mad
them,"
about it.
you
Yeah,
know? Yeah.
But it actually gives you the fire, and then you prove yourself,
does.
and they're like, "Wait a minute, you
Yeah.
did it without me."
You prove
'Cause
your.
you probably have that little bit.
Yes.
But
Like,
see,
you didn't
that's
ask
where the
me.
malice comes in, and that's why you have to be of a pure heart, because you don't want to carry no judgment. Because when people come after you did what you're supposed to do, then you would be like, "Oh, I'm not. They wasn't here when I was supposed to."
Have
So now you
resentment.
break the cycle of continued flow of the positivity that you have. Now they're here, and you wanted them to be here, but now you hold something against them because they wasn't here when you wanted them to be here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now it kind of thwarts the focus, the forward motion that you would have if
sure.
you just forgave them. Say, "Hey, let's go now."
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
that. I think I think one expectations of people, it's so easy to get stuck in that. Like you expect they're going to show up. You expect that you're going to get your client, your cousin's listing or your in-laws listing, and you don't get it. And there is like a natural, I think, just disappointment for most people. And you've got a beautiful way of looking at this, but I think most people do have that like, damn it, like why didn't they? But what's going on
Yeah.
here?
But at the end of the
I've
day, you have
learned-
to earn it.
You do. I think you need to earn it, and I think expectations sometimes are our internal issue that we expect, and it's not their problem. It's actually our problem. So if we can just get rid of it,
Yeah.
and like look at like what you're saying, I think that's such a beautiful way of seeing it.
Now, I do think you have the feeling, though. So it's two ways that we think, feelings and logic, right? So you do go through the feeling of, man, they supposed to be there. Because, I mean, I would lie to you and tell you, when I was working 18-hour days, and I had this big backpack going on. And my brother was around. He was watching me, and he was laughing. And I'm like, man, look at him carrying his backpack. And now he's in the cleaning business. He's making 6 figures. Now he calls me and say, hey, bro, what about this? What about this? He just actually passed me a job to do a Walmart because he couldn't do it because he's not at that level. So that was
big.
somebody called his phone. And so if I'd have had malice with him, so he's marketing, he's his own cleaning company, right? So I'm marketing here, he's marketing there. He gets a call and said, hey, I got a Walmart, can you do it tonight? He said, hey, bro, I got this call, I can't make it. So now I went to the Walmart and I made it was like,
and that's a big
pretty
job.
good that one night.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
it was
kind
like
of gave it to
$3,000
you.
in one night. Like
Huge.
it's like $1,000 an hour. It's like it took my team probably like 4 hours to finish.
So he
Oh,
kind
wow.
of gave you his support in the back, like
Yeah.
the back side of it all, which
Okay.
I mean, you got to appreciate that too.
Yeah. So
for sure.
again, that's how it works, and you keep. It says you be grateful in all things.
Yeah.
You gotta be grateful in all things, like in everything, even in the people that support you and the people that don't support you. It's a reason why they're not supporting you. And if you find out that reason why, then God has something bigger inside to grow you, and it's just beautiful at the end.
Love it. I love that. So the structure of your business, and just the cleaning business in particular, and I want to ask about your other businesses as well. But that one, how quick did you grow it? You said it's been around for 6 years, and kind of what's your structure? You just do commercial, you do residential, everything?
So we started with a commercial cleaning company, and we went through a franchise. And in 2020, I lost Top Golf, was really one of my biggest one. It was paying like $25,000 a month.
Wow.
And so when I lost that, the franchise gives you a rule that you can't get any more for 2 more years. I mean, 2 more months. I'm sorry, 2 months. And so I'm like, I can't go 2 months without extra money. So I started to do residentials. And residentials, move in and move out clean, was what I really wanted to tap into because I wanted to do real estate.
For sure.
And me wanting to be around realtors and stuff like that. Every time I did a move in and move out clean, it was real estate for me. My whole goal is to set up a system that runs the cleaning company so I don't have to focus on it, so I can be full-time investor in real estate. So every time I clean a house for a realtor, or every time I do a move in and move out clean, I'm walking into doing real estate for me.
Right.
And so I keep my vision in front of me, and I keep the passion going. And that's why I end up moving to doing from commercial to residential, and now we do both, and construction cleanups now. We're doing that now as well. So real estate.
Okay, well that brings me to my point. I've been stalking
it.
your Instagram. Which
Okay.
is amazing, by the way.
It depends on which one. I got like 7.
the one
Oh, I didn't know you had two.
Wishing ain't doing enough. So I have a cleaning
that's the one we follow.
Wishing, okay, that's the one. That's more well. Okay, I have a Scent Cleaning Solution on Instagram.
Okay.
That's my cleaning company. And I have a personal one. Then I have that one. That's the
So
one.
Wishing ain't doing enough.
Wishing ain't doing enough. Follow him on Instagram. But your common thing on there is all roads lead to real estate.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're this, I was just watching all your videos. I thought you got a great Instagram page. But all roads lead to real estate.
My company does that. So I have Wade Global. That does that. Wade Global is, I have virtual assistants. So to get this going, you want a system in place, right? So you want something that can do cold calling. So I have a cleaning company that needs cold callers. They need people to set appointments up. I don't want to answer my emails.
Sure.
I don't want to set up stuff on I could sit right here with a meeting from you, and doing this podcast, and then I could get something on my calendar. So I already set up, and I have a meeting to go. That's what VAs do for me. So I set that company up just to help me with my cleaning company. Now, the reason that I said that each one is for my children, my middle son, his name is Trey, he wants to be a model. And so models need marketing. So that company in the middle, when he's ready, he's 19 yet, but it has him, all of the stuff you see on Instagram. I do that all with my company. So, son, you tap into that, and now you can run that, and then you can market yourself. And so who can market you better than you,
That's true.
You really are setting your kids up for success. I mean, that's the biggest definition of that I've ever seen for sure, which I love.
Last one is real estate. Baby, he's 17 now, and I want him to do real estate. So I'm taking him to Detroit. Let's talk a lot. I'm taking to Detroit.
No, you're good.
So we're in Detroit right now. We got a Detroit land bank, and I got a house for like $1,000, $1,200 to be exact. It's in a bad neighborhood, but it's in Detroit.
Wait a minute, you paid $1,200 for the house?
Yeah, it's ran down. So it's on so I have a YouTube page that talks about it. That was YouTube page wishing ain't doing enough. I started trying to do 2 YouTube pages, but trying to do 2 just takes me too much. So I wishing ain't doing enough on YouTube it has that beginning part of the journey. I'm gonna pick it back up. But you walk into there and you just redo the whole house, like somebody do an old car. And I'm taking my youngest son up there, and we doing that together. So he's really intrigued with real estate now.
But I want to talk about you getting a house for $1,200.
I'm thinking, is there walls on this house?
I know. Let's talk about that for a second.
Well, it's also in Detroit, which is a little rough.
They have in Mississippi. I mean, not Mississippi. They have them in Memphis too. Like they have areas that has been. It's like a third world country. Like I don't want to say it like that, but the houses are. You have somebody living here, and the whole next house has been abandoned and stuff like that. So, and when you say $1,200, what you're looking at a house, and when I went up to the Detroit and seen it, it was two totally different things. But my kids started liking it. And when they first went up there and they first seen it, he was like, they were scared to go in. But when they seen the transformation of the house and that could happen, it lit a fire in them. Now they ready to go back. So it was a cheap way to take them through college. You want to say? Yeah. I won't go out with $50,000, $60,000 worth of debt. We could put $25,000, $30,000 into this house in Detroit. You can get the experience. We could put it on the market, sell it for $20,000, $25,000. I can lose $15,000. It doesn't matter. You got the experience. Now you want to go and do your own thing. That's my logic behind it.
So you got a team that's on the ground there that's taking care of it. Yeah.
So I followed somebody in Detroit that was doing it.
Okay, because I'm thinking if you're in that kind of a neighborhood, somebody's going to take your material as soon as you put it in that house.
You got a ring doorbell, certain things, put certain things up. Funny, when you put a ring doorbell up, a lot of things stop. So it's so many things.
Smile, you're on camera. You put one of those up there.
People really will just smile and just keep going.
It's so many things.
It's so great. I mean, I relate. That's how I started. Was I bought a home for each of our kids, and we have 3 boys as well. And then also with buying completely distressed properties and flipping them and starting our thing. So I kudos to you. It's not an easy journey, but it's super rewarding and fun. And
how long you been in real estate?
20 years.
20 years. Wow.
I've been in 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
You look like you've been in 20 years. You're talking about
Tell
me
me
being
more.
a
Tell me more.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
kidding.
You're talking about me being a grandfather.
She didn't look like it, right?
No.
Well,
For real?
I'm 20 years older than this one.
Oh wow.
She's a baby. She's your children's age.
I did not know that.
Know. So we can talk about all that off camera too if you ever want to talk about how it looks and how it starts and how you can get. So it's good stuff. I'm proud of you for that. I think that's the gift you can give your kids. That it is pretty impressive.
I work at it. I work at it day in, day out. So I work at it.
I mean, real estate is a passion though. You have to love it to do it for sure in many cases. Do you have a construction team and stuff like that here if you're wanting to do flips and things here or no?
I'm working on that now. So go into the store. Chris gets great. Like God is amazing when you actually allow him to take over your life and you just submit. It's just amazing on how things happen. So my grandmother passed away when I was away. So I was away reforming my mind. I had time to do some things, and I started studying and reading. And so my grandmother passed away, and unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, people go on. That's life. So I ended up getting to my grandmother's house, and me and my son started to stay there. And family gets older, and grandma's house is kind of old, so they want to sell it. And so grandma's been in our house since I've been a child. So I talked to the family, and this has been my plan the whole time, to actually buy grandma's house, because I know families want to sell it when you get away. But when the person first passes away, they attach to it. Nothing. You can't even hang a TV up on the wall. You can't do nothing. But over time, they don't want to upkeep it. I've been there and saying, hey, I pay you rent, and this needs to be done. This needs to be done. Well, we're just going to put it on the market. Okay. Well, let me purchase the house. Yeah. Well, if you can purchase the house for what it is for the day, grandma paid about maybe $30,000 for it. It's like $350,000. Oh,
I'm sure it is.
So I said, okay, well, give me 18 months and see what's going on. So I ran the I did big backyard. So I went, it's East Nashville too. Okay. So I ran the I went through the survey that you see if you can build on it.
To see if you can split the lot.
Yeah, and they said, yes, I can build on it. So the backyard I can build. So I'm going to purchase that. And then I needed a developer. That's what I'm working on now, to learn how to build. So I went to a bank. I talked to the lender, and he's got so many different things for a builder to need. He needs to know exact number. I said, okay, so let me go find a builder that knows what's going on, even though it's just 18 months in a row. Let me find it, so I can see. I need somebody that's a professional, so I'll be talking to people and just getting the ducks in the row, so I can go ahead and knock my next 3 investments down.
Heck yeah, look at you. God, this guy wears a million hats.
I know. Well, I'm going to plug something in here really quick. Don't want to move by it, but Caro's husband's a contractor.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever need any help,
Oh, wow, that's good.
They wear that hat. So
that's real good.
If you ever need any help with anything,
so ours is all roads lead to real estate too, honey.
All roads lead to real estate.
All conversations too, apparently.
Definitely. So we'll talk about that.
We got lots to talk about.
You're right.
We really do. Okay,
and we do construction sites cleanup. So definitely got to talk about that.
Hey, we do. Yeah, sure. I love it. Yeah. So I met you. People, I think we skip by this. I met him through BNI.
Yeah, BNI.
Which y'all have heard us talk about BNI a million times, but met a lot of great people through there. But you and I had talked about BNI, and you're like, I don't even really need to do BNI but I like to do it for the networking.
Yes, BNI. I got into BNI because I wanted to change the mindset of people. I wanted to change. I was around people that thought around like the people I was around. Just say it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
And I wanted more people. I wanted to be around people that think different. I got to a point of frustration with need some water. Forcing my beliefs on people, knowing that I can show you how to start an LLC, and I can show you how to get business credit going. I can tell you that each one of my children has an LLC, and I want to be a business credit so I can leverage that so I can invest in real estate, because it's easier to get credit through your business than it is through your personal. I can tell you all of that, and I can spit it straight off my mind because I know it, but people don't want to listen. No. So what I had to do is I said, let me get around other people that I could talk, and I don't seem like I'm stupid about, because I'm telling people all this knowledge, and I seem like I'm dumb. And I don't like feeling dumb. And I know what I'm talking about. So I get around people, and they make me feel amazing. Yeah. They're like, oh, William, you're so smart. You got it together. And I'm like, oh, wow, I like this crowd of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if I got to pay.
But that defines who you are. And they always say you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, which you clearly were. Those people were not understanding you, and that's why they were making you feel like that. Yeah. But if you get to the next level of people that think and talk and breathe real estate, and what you're into, it takes you to another level.
Absolutely.
It gives you all the inspirations and aspirations, right?
Yes, it does.
It's good stuff. Like I love just one of the best parts about this podcast, to tell you the truth, is talking to people in here and learn. Like I never leave without going, oh my God, I learned something that was so amazing. I always feel like there's so many people that have something to offer that you would never just maybe meet on the street. Yeah. So it's been very rewarding.
That honestly is, I think, my favorite thing in this podcast. And
so cool.
Every single successful person that we talk to always focus on, it's about relationships. It's about relationships. It's not about being transactional. Yes. And I feel like BNI is that way too, and that's why I like doing it. It's all very personal. We don't like to be transactional. We want any person that we do business with, or really anybody we come across, people that are on the podcast, we want to continue that relationship. Like, we don't want this to be the first and last time that we sit down with you, you know.
Right.
We like to keep that longevity because we think that's what, you know, keeps us going for sure in our business, but also just, I don't know, keeps other people going in their business too.
Well, you can tell he's not transactional.
No.
You know, and I think your clients and the people you work around will know that too. Like, there's a purpose. Like, you're doing it for the longevity of it, or the referrals, or the relationship. But people know that if you're in it for the dollars,
For sure.
they feel like you're in it for the dollars.
Yeah.
If you go with service, like servitude is something big and I'm big on.
Yeah.
Sent, serve.
Yeah.
So you serving people. So the more people you serve and the more money comes in. You don't have to be transactional. Transaction is, I tell people, like people say it's better to give than receive. I truly think people mislook at things that way, because if I'm giving something, I'm receiving something at the same time. I might be giving money, but I'm receiving benefit, like comfort of doing it. I'm receiving something that's more than what I'm giving.
Sure.
So it's an even exchange most times. So yeah, giving is amazing to me. You give, and you just watch out for people that take advantage.
Yeah, you gotta and the higher you get in that ladder, people do start taking advantage of it.
It is true, especially when you're genuine and you have a good heart and have a big heart too. You let a lot of people in, and people will take advantage. But I want to talk about your Wishing Ain't Doing Enough.
Okay.
Because I love that page, and it's very inspirational. But, okay, and you also mentioned that your Ascent Cleaning Solutions, you hire people and, like, mentor them up.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your mentorship thing.
So how this goes is Ascent Cleaning, that's a cleaning company, right? And then I started a brand, another company, it's a holding company, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough. And Wishing Ain't Doing Enough is my name, Wade. Wishing, and so I get it here. And I would like to tell you, everything that I do has God in it, right? So when I used to write a prayer at the end of the night and talk to God. And at the end of it, I used to put IJN, amen. And then in the first, I put the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? So every time I write my prayer, IJN, amen, and ... right? So when I came to doing this, it's no J. So I had to say, I got the beginning and the ending, and in the middle is what you do. So God is the Omega, and the beginning and the ending. That's why them asterisks are there. Okay. And then I heard somebody else say that, not asterisks, hyphens. Then I heard somebody say that third hyphen is what you do between the day that you was born and the day that you died on the tombstone, right?
Okay.
So it went through my whole, it put it all together for me. So Wade, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough. This is God, he's going to be in front and behind everything that I do. And that third asterisk that I took out from the IJN is on the tombstone. So whatever you do between that third time, and that's what you do with your life, right?
Okay.
So God is in everything that I do.
I love how deep the thought is, though. It's like everything connects to one another, and that's just very...
that's how we started this whole conversation, that everything is super thought out. Yeah. So, that makes sense. And I didn't, I saw in all your posts you're always wearing that shirt, but I didn't know that was... being slow. Wishing Ain't Doing it.
So when did that start? When did you start the whole page as far as the Instagram and just the whole concept?
I started this about the page about 5 years ago. So it's been something wishing that I wanted to rap a long time ago when I was in my former life. Yeah. And so we had a company that was going to be called Wade ENT. Okay. And then one of my cousins that was on there, he was like, I'm not a Wade, because his last name. So he made it main. He said, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough. And then when he said it, I was like, I love that. At that time, I didn't know what to use it for. So reformed, changed my life, looking at something different, and now it's motivation to everybody. I want to get shirts that say, when I'm in the gym in the morning, I'm like, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough. I got to get it. You know what I mean? And so it's more motivation now. So that's what I like. And so that's
the
how,
truth.
Yeah, it's not. People wish for stuff all the time. They wish that they can have a different life. They wish that they could leave their job. They wish that they could do this. And what is a wish? You know, if you actually look up the word wish, it actually means something that you don't think can happen. Okay. I wish for hunger to end. You know, I mean, come on now, for real. Yeah. So a lot of times people say but it also has another meaning. You know, the English language has some words has multiple meanings. Right. So, but we hardly ever look at the other meaning of wish. But if you're using it all the time, it has to be used in another way. So you actually wishing something that may never happen. So a lot of times the way I say, you wishing me a happy birthday, are you saying that it might not happen a happy birthday?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you start looking deep into it.
Like, well, you wishing me a happy birthday. Don't wish me a happy birthday.
Just say happy birthday.
Yeah, just happy birthday. Don't wish me nothing. I'm not wishing. So that's how I do, man. So I'm about action. So I'm not wishing anything. If you want a happy birthday, give somebody $5. Text them, say, hey, happy birthday.
Yeah.
You know, how you doing? Like, let's go out for your birthday. Like, do something with them for your birthday. I'm going to give you a hug for your birthday.
Yeah.
All right? That's easy, you know.
So
action over word.
Are you a vision board person?
I do want to be a vision board person.
Because I feel like you are 100% a vision board person.
Incorporated and been to a vision board party and done it all, but I think
I
do have my whiteboards up in my offices, and I got things written on them, and I look at them. So I would definitely want to do a vision board. That would be amazing.
So you're still a manifestor, though. Like you put it in the universe and stuff. Yeah, that's when we met. That was one of the first things we connected on. Was like. Wait, you are into that? We're like, so now we do vision boards beginning of the year, and at the end of the year, it's so fun to mark them off. Like, you hit that number, you did that, you did. It's like really rewarding and
makes you feel like you did a lot of stuff.
I think you're already that person, so like it's gonna be easy for you.
Yeah,
you should.
I definitely would love to do that.
It's just so good to see it on paper, on your wall, every day. You walk in, ours are both in there. The very first one we did, the second one we did, and we'll do a third one at the end of the year this year.
Yeah.
And it's just so good to walk in every day and see it, and you're like, okay, done that, what's next?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, they say when you visualize it, that it comes true, right? So like, who was it? I told the story to you before. Will Smith. Like he wrote himself $1 million check.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever hear that? And he put it on his vision board, and with the date and the year, and he cashed it that date and year. Like I'm really about to go put $1 million check on there and cash it. I mean, that's cool, right? That'd be way cool.
That is
good. On
good.
the vision board next year.
Yeah.
$1 million check just sitting there.
Cashing it.
$1 million check right here for me. Write my name on it.
Cashing it next year.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's good. Because it plants on your subconscious. Because anything, what I used to do, I used to get up in the morning and I used to read the same thing, like my mission statement. I read it and brand it to my subconscious. I have read the same thing that I wanted to do so many times that when I was away from the paper, I was subconsciously having things manifest, as you say, into my life. It's like I was attracting the things right. Like even the things that was not supposed to be there was lining me up to get to the things that were supposed to be there. Like it's I couldn't tell. It's like when people find out and they get this feeling of savoring and they just want to tell everybody, right? It's that feeling when you find out, when you start to tap into bringing your vision to you, like the things that you start to see, and it's amazing. That's where the passion comes from. It's wanting people to feel that you can change it, and it's wishing not doing enough. You got to go out there and get it.
You got to go get it. Gosh,
I love
so
it.
fun to talk
well,
to
our
you.
podcast is work-life balance. So we know that you have a work-life balance through your VAs and stuff like that. Do you have a lot of hats? And you've got kids, and you're about to have grandkids. So how do you balance everything? Like, what do you do, or what tips could you give people to do better at it? Because we're always trying to learn. It's like we can talk about work-life balance all day.
He's gonna have it answered already. We're still trying to figure it out, but
we are.
I don't have an answer for work-life balance because I'm very imbalanced. I mean, I took my children to work with me, so that was my work-life balance. And other people would say that's not good, but I needed to build a company. So me and my son on Friday nights, we was inside of a Chick-fil-A or inside of a barbershop. We was working, and then we went to a cookout because they was the latest place to open, and we'll eat cookout chicken nuggets. We had a tray nug sandwich. We used to sit down there, all four of us, me and my three boys, and we sit down there and eat the trays after the night, and that was work-life balance for me. And we'd get up on Saturday, and we'd go back and knock the business out again. Now, my son is not really in the buildings now. He doesn't have to do that. So he's 21 and he just manages the company, and he gets to spend time with his girlfriend, and he goes to all his baby's appointments. And so he's more active. He doesn't have to work as much. And so my work-life balance is being able to see them have a better opportunity than they have to be there. And I sacrifice. You know, they say, I'm telling you, I go back to something a lot of times when I talk, and they say that person sacrifice so others can live. So if one person sacrifice so others can live, I sacrifice so my children can live, and that's just a story that I believe in, and that's just what I come to me. So my work-life balance is sacrificing and seeing my kids just enjoying But I do take them out of town. I do things with them, and I do show them, hey, fatherhood is about giving back to the community. Fatherhood is about showing your friends that, hey, this is your dad that you got, because a lot of them don't have fathers like he has. So I show him how to be more of a leader and show his people around him a different life. So that's my work-life balance is there.
Your work-life balance is seeing it all come back to you, like what you did, and you sacrificed so much for these boys to have incredible beginnings, and being at 21 and having all that. That's amazing. So you did it. You did it, Dad.
Thank you.
You killed the game.
You did, and I know.
And those boys probably appreciate you more than they show it at this age.
Working on it.
They'll get there. They'll get there.
But I think it creates that work ethic that we talk about too, and just seeing your parents work. I know, like Kara's kids saw her and John work and stuff like that, and they're going to be hardworking and they're going to love you so much, and it's going to come back to you twofold one day, you know, when they're the ones taking care of you. So
we did play Cash Flow. Like Cash Flow is a game by Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki, that's my man.
Yeah, that's my guy.
That's my guy.
So
we read him. I made her read the book. The first
yes.
week she started working with me, I gave it to her. I said, "You need to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That is the number one book. Everybody should read it."
Yes, if you have not read that my son just read it again. Like that actually book changed my whole mentality.
100%.
I was it did. So we would play Cash Flow, and I do spend a lot of time with my children. Like they're my focus. Like we go out of town. But I do want to put that in there because my time spending with them has to be with work and the mental stuff. Like I want them to think about stuff. A lot of time going fishing, we haven't made it there yet. Going fishing and hang gliding and stuff, I haven't made it there yet. Yeah. But we do take trips every now and then. And we're starting to have more free time to do
good. And I love that Cash Flow game. That's fun too. Yeah.
Amazing.
Maybe I'll get that because you haven't played that yet.
I haven't played it.
It's
but
like
he
Monopoly,
talks about it in his
but
book.
on a different level.
Yeah, it's definitely good. I'm gonna have. I want to do like Cash Flow game night because a lot of people need that mentality. And like he said, by going through and experience it, it retains in your brain longer than you just reading it or looking at it on TV. So you going through and you actually have real life scenarios that you say, hey, and then I have them get together and they put a deal together. Like they put a deal, like you know that you wholesaling. All right, so you don't have the money for that deal, so you see him over there. How much you want to put the wholesale for? Yeah. And so we talk about stuff like that. And so they didn't even know that we get nurtured this mentality, and so they looking for it. I have my middle son saying, "Hey, Dad, I want to invest in a duplex." I was like, "Okay,
let's do it."
And it's just the subconscious things that they're thinking about just by watching you do it and go through it. So one
last thing, I don't know when to end thing, but I do want to put this. They are already invested in real estate. I didn't tell that part too. So on my first deal, I brought them in as 3%. So my first duplex that I bought, they 3%. They had $6,000 a piece because I had them saving their money and putting in different accounts. And so they had $6,000 a piece, and now they 3%. And so now they're getting cash flow each month. They don't know where the money is yet, but
that's great.
But they have it added up. Yeah. So
gosh, I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Well, we do definitely outside of this podcast. We'd love to talk to you a little bit more about the real estate side because you.
Thank you so much for like your beautiful spirit, like and your purpose and all this stuff is like exactly what this work-life balance podcast and what inspires Maggie and I. Just so appreciate your time.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And we talk to a lot of people, but a lot of people we talk to don't have as much thought and just purpose and passion, and it's really good to sit down with somebody that does have all of that, and everything you say is very thought out and you can see. So it's nice.
We'll come back and visit anytime, and
sure will.
We're here for you. So support you any way you need.
Whenever times come by, we come back and I give an update. That sure will.
Let's do that. We'll do an update. And you'll have like 30 under your belt. And be like, okay, I'm the landlord.
I'm done right now. I'm just not. You talking about 30 rentals? Yeah. Okay, yes. I'm not. I'm not
30 companies.
I'm not doing no more companies now. All LLCs. All my next LLCs would be apartments, like duplexes, units. Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, everybody go support his businesses, his cleaning business, VA business, all of the things. And
follow him on Instagram.
Yes, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough.
Doing enough on Instagram,
Yep, Wishing Ain't Doing Enough. And
as always, like, share, subscribe, follow us. We will be back next week.
All right, see ya.
Thanks so much.